Hello YouTube, I'm Armoury or Tom, and here we are for the mainstream comic book tag. Now, this is quite old. It's about, I think about a month old, 2 months old maybe. A bit late because I haven't been tagged for a long time, but Anna tagged me. Her link is in the description. Obviously, you should check her out. Otherwise, why would I put a link in the description? So, there are 10 questions. I get tagged, and I tag 3 people. That's the format. So, we'll just go through the questions. Question 1. Favourite ongoing comic book with one main hero? It's Batman. It's just Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. I mean, there's something really good about having a book that has the same creative team all the way through. There's more of a coherency than there is when they change the team. It's just been good story after good story, and I can't see it getting any worse than it is. Although I don't know how they're going to keep topping themselves, but they keep doing it. So, Batman. Favourite team book? This is also an answer to a later question. The Movement. It's a book that not many people like, but it's a book where Gail Simone has managed to take a few characters completely out of thin air, fully form a city, and as we all know in comic books, cities tend to be as big and important as characters themselves. Coral City managed to create this corrupt police department that's really interesting, as well as a supervillain team that we're starting to learn about. From scratch. Nothing really relates to the rest of this universe, to be honest. A lot of it is quite contained. We hear about other things, and they're inspired by other heroes, and of course, Virtue, the leader, her power relates to the emotional spectrum. So, and a really strong DC link there. But it's really interesting, they're all fully formed. There's some really modern issues like cybersecurity and the 99 versus the 1%. And it's got this really gritty art style I really like, yet no one likes it. Oh well. Favourite hero? No. Yes, no. Although if you could somehow classify him as a hero, it'd be Dredd. But I don't, so no. Oh, actually, let me amend that. No, Dick Grayson, the character, not Nightwing, because he's my favourite Robin. Then he became Nightwing. Then he became Batman, and I really, really like him as Batman. Obviously Bruce is Batman, but it does 2 things. Number 1, shows that he can live up to his mentor. But number 2, shows that that true Grant Morrison line of Batman is eternal. Batman never ends. Bruce might, but Batman doesn't. There's another way of saying that. Plus he's really interesting, and the fact that he has his doubts and they come over them. And there's back at Nightwing. Nightwing's ending, so hopefully he pops up as another superhero. That'd be good. Marvel or DC? You probably guessed by all of my answers so far. It's DC. I'm just not that big into Marvel. Although actually a Marvel book does come up a bit later in this these questions. I don't read that much. I don't like the fact that they come out twice a month rather than once. It means you get less variety. I have to pick up, let's say, All New X-Men. I've picked up twice a month, where I could pick up 2 different DC books a month, and I'd like a bit of variety. As well as I prefer the characters. It's not the writers. If there's a writer on DC that goes over to Marvel, I'll try and read it, and vice versa. But I just prefer the characters in the universe of DC. Favourite event? This is Marvel. This is Marvel's Civil War. This is the book I recommend people to read to get into comic books generally especially if they are acquainted only with the Marvel characters. Because this is the thing. Actually, there's two books. There's this and this are the two that I recommend to people to get into comics now. Obviously that's Batman Volume 1, New 52. But because it proves to people that comics aren't just for kids. It proves that they talk about some really, really important issues, and also take their world seriously. You know, this is the consequence of having hundreds of heroes running around, of superpowered beings. That's what this book's about. And it's also, you can see Captain America and Iron Man fight, which is awesome. And the artwork's amazing, and I like the cover. I really like the simplistic cover, half white, and then picture. The fact that I also have this, which is Civil War Iron Man. I do also have an issue of Cable and Deadpool from Civil War, but this is the best thing. An issue of the Daily Bugle from Civil War. Obviously this is J. Jonah Jameson firing Peter Parker. I found this at school for £2. I like Civil War. It's just extremely interesting, and it's less about trying to define character, because a lot of the characters in Marvel are quite clear cut. It's about what those characters do and put into certain situations. Whereas DC is constantly defining character. Every action they do in this defines character. Every action they do in this, though it does to an extent, as every action someone takes defines their character. This is more about taking those clear-cut characters and giving them an issue and seeing what each character does, which I really like. On to least favourite book. Of recent, I don't know if it's still ongoing, I haven't checked, is The Green Team. My god, is it bad. I recommend reading it. It's that bad. Firstly, expectations for it. It was advertised as a companion book to the movement, as maybe each one would be anti-heroes, and you'd see them fight, and you'd see them overcome issues in their own books, and you'd have to try and decide which one you would side with. It's not. The movement turned out really good, but separate. The Green Team turned out separate, but god awful. I can't explain to you why it's bad. It's just everything. There's some cool bits, there's some cool moments, but yeah, just don't. If you're looking for a laugh, read it, because it's terrible. They also ruin Deathstroke in it. Actually, it's Deathstroke and a load of whiny kids, and he just sort of goes, yeah, I'm not having this. And he does exactly what the reader would do. What book do you read that most others hate? It's The Movement. Not many people like it, and I really do. I've already gone over why. 9. The least favourite event. I haven't read any events that I didn't like, so I'm going to have to pick my least favourite event of the ones that I don't like, which is probably going to be Avengers vs X-Men. It was fine. There was nothing really amazing about it, no revelation. With each DC event and with the Civil War event, something big has happened. And all that happened at the end of AVX really was Cyclops went a bit mental. I'm just not. And it's not just the consequence. I mean, there's not many memorable moments from inside it. But so yeah, I liked it, but that's my least favourite. Number 10, favourite comic jail. It is technically mainstream, in fact it's not indie, but it's not one that I don't think anyone else is going to answer. Mine is Garrus 9 from this book. The Transformers, The Last Stand of the Wreckers. This is a really cool book. I mean, I've tried reading More Than Meets the Eye, Robots in Disguise, and I didn't really like them that much. They weren't bad. It didn't entice me to keep reading much. If someone gave them to me, I'd definitely read them. But I'm not going to buy them, go out of my way to get them. Also, I don't like how spiky they are in More Than Meets the Eye. At least at the start. I don't know if apparently they get a bit less spiky. But yeah. They look a bit mech-like rather than Transformer-like. But this book is really cool. It's basically, for a lot of it, is an assault on a prison that's being run by Overlord, who is a massive robot who turns into both the plane and the tank, but like at the same time, two separate vehicles, and he runs a prison. It's awesome. I think that cover kind of tells you what it's like. With Springer, that gun. Yeah, I mean, it's not the prison itself. I mean, like, Arkham Asylum is the prison itself. It's the place. It's the heritage. It's the grounds, the buildings, as well as the things that have happened there. And pretty much the same with the Phantom Zone. But this is not the prison. It's more of an extremely cool event that happened there. And it makes the prison pretty cool. They also don't like people turning into their alt modes. Like, alt modes are for weaklings, I think someone says in this at one point. So yeah, this is really cool. Garrus 9, that's my answer for Favourite Comic Jail. That is my mainstream comic book tag video. Now, I think pretty much everyone that I know in the YCC has been tagged, so the first 3 people to comment on this video, you're tagged. And as people comment, I will put you in the description. So yes, thank you for watching. I've been Tom. I'll be back with a room tour fairly soon, and I'll see you next time.